Hey, this is Jessica.
This is Jesus.
We're Villins, and this is the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast.
The Metal Teddy Bear Experience has begun.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. This is your host, Chris. We got my boy, Jesse. What's up, dude?
Yo, how's it going, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good today because we got two special guests. We got Villins. We got Jesyka and Kareem. Jesus. What's up, man? How you doing?
All right.
Hey.
So just so everyone gets used to your voice, because we also do this on just like an audio-only platform, because a lot of people watch this on YouTube, but we do have it on Spotify, Stitcher, and all that too. Can you just say your name and what, so people get used to your voice and what you do in the band?
Cool, yeah. So I'm Jesyka, and I'm the lead vocalist, and I also play a bit of keyboard.
And I'm Kareem, Jesus Devlin. Jesus is my nickname. I play guitars and do a lot of music production stuff and make a lot of the sounds that you hear from us.
That's sick, dude. Nice nickname, by the way. I gotta say, when I saw Jesus, I was like, that is awesome. You got that nickname from Lady Gaga?
I did, yeah. That was a nickname she gave me during the Monster Ball tour.
Oh, okay. Is there anything like you did? Did you like water into wine or something?
No, it was just one of those like early production rehearsal things. She just walked. She said, "Would you be cool if I called you this on stage?" And it was funny. My mom actually used to call me Jesus when I was a kid, which was kind of like every rocker dude did. Just said long hair, you know, split down the middle. So as soon as I grew my hair out, like a lot of them, I was like, "Oh, Jesus." So it's a little weird on stage at first, but my mom used to call me that too. So
I remember I didn't see my family for a while, and I had like really long hair. Well, not at that time. It was like down to my shoulders, right? And I saw my family, and they're really Italian, right? So they look at me and they're like, "Oh, look, it's the Jesus." And I started laughing, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "Oh, okay, guys, thanks." Like they didn't understand it. So then, like basically from then on, I just kept it in a ponytail whenever I saw them.
Smart, yeah, good move.
So what have you guys been doing in the quarantine right now, in the lockdown since March? What have you guys been up to?
Very good question. So we started off doing some live streams, and then we were like, let's put our focus into a new EP, which we had been focusing on when we were playing live shows. But, you know, it's a lot going on when you're like an independent band, you're playing live shows all the time. So we really were able to put our focus into our upcoming EP called The Power.
Oh, okay, nice. And when do you guys expect to have that fully done and out?
We're hoping for a release in like early to mid-March now.
Okay, cool. So for me, that feels so like the lockdown happened in March, right? Or the quarantine, however you want to put it. And I feel like it's like, oh, March, that just happened, but it happened so long ago. Do anything about like March is coming right up.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's like a time warp this year.
It is so goofy how fast time went. Just literally, it was just like, oh, I guess we'll just wait. And then all of a sudden, like October hit, it's like, holy shit, it was 7 months. It's like, what? It's like, oh, you want to give Halloween candy to people? It's like, what?
Yeah. No, it flies by. I mean, and I think for a lot of people that maybe is the one cool thing is when you're not running around quite as much, you know, we had the time to focus on recording and sort of get some things done, and then maybe work a little harder, go a little deeper on some other things. Like we made a video and a few cool things that are just, you know, it's just hard to make the time, and so much goes into playing live that, you know, that there's a bright side to it all. I think I imagine a lot of people are going to have a lot of really cool stuff coming out, you know, in the summer and the fall. It's a little bit funny when to put things out right now when you can't go out and play shows behind the stuff you do. But I imagine there's going to be a serious surge of cool stuff people have been making.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm curious 2021 is going to be like, because so many bands had like albums that they finished early 2020, and they're like, we're not going to put it out till we can tour again. And it's just like, it's like, oh, we'll tour 2021. And then people are talking about 2022, and they're like, I guess we'll put it out. So 2021, I'm expecting a lot of albums to be like hitting early like early the year. But also with like all that time you talk about you get from the quarantine, was it almost overwhelming? Because I feel like some people like, oh, I want all the time, but then they get it and they're like, I have every bit of time I want now. It's like, you're basically your own boss entirely. It's just like, can I work on a video or an EP or all of it? I don't know. Like, any tough at the beginning of quarantine, or were you quick to like get on the free time and use it wisely?
Well, we quickly like started doing live streams because people were asking, and we were like, okay, we have these shows booked, and now they all asked us to do live streams instead. So it felt like we were actually really busy, like once it first hit, and then it kind of died down a little bit, and so then we were kind of able to be like, all right, let's start recording and working more heavily on this. So yeah, at first though it was a little stressful with like everything kind of turning around and turning into a live stream and doing it like from our apartment. So
there were also some pretty epic zero motivation days in there.
Oh
too.
yeah. Like you just couldn't
didn't get around to writing the novel or anything.
No.
There's some people, like some bands like you saw on social media, like, well, I'm gonna take like wherever they were. Sometimes quarantine was like 2 weeks or something like that, and they're like, yeah, just gonna take these 2 weeks off, and then we'll, once it's over, we'll get back on it. And then it turned into 3 weeks and 4 weeks. They're like, all right, let's start making content. Like, I think it was really cool. Like bands like Baroness, they said that because they just released an album, I think right before. And now they actually have another album they said they wrote during quarantine. So usually they take like a 3-4 year span because they like work really hard on a record, but they also tour and do all this other stuff. And now they had all this time just to create new music. And then like you have Every Time I Die, who's just been sitting on a new record waiting for it. So like Jesse said before, like there's going to be so much going on in this year and next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. What the timeline for your EP? Was that affected at all? Did it get pushed up or farther away because of quarantine? Were you thinking about 2020 release, or did quarantine help you release it closer to when you want it to be released?
I think it helped us. I really do think so, because playing live, like how much we were playing live, it did get a little hard to focus on,
stop and like really record and like make that what we were doing. Yeah, it probably helped us focus on recording.
Yeah.
That would be the worst if you were like, no, we were literally going to release it in April, and now it's March. It's like it's almost March. Be like, oh, that sucks.
Were you guys playing live before?
Everywhere.
No, we were really just locally, but we were doing we were at the McKittrick Hotel a lot, and
we were just playing locally everywhere a lot, like New York, New Jersey, pretty much. But yeah, we had this one gig at the McKittrick Hotel where they had us there like twice a month maybe, and then we were doing a residency there at one point.
That's awesome.
Of like a weekly residency there. So they had us back there a lot, which was pretty cool. And then we had like a residency at Arlene's Grocery for a little while. We were playing Arlene's Grocery sometimes like 3-4 times a month. Like it was
awesome.
With our friends, and it was just like, yeah, we were playing a lot. So
and then also like some party scene stuff in Bushwick.
Yeah. Some cool Brooklyn.
We were staying busy doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Especially like you guys like officially started like 2016, correct? That was the year you guys got together, started writing. It's like a lot of like newer like groups or newer bands or newer duos like usually have to work a lot of kinks out live because you're not used to each other's style. Was it cool to have like that residency? I don't know when it started with your live like career like with this band, but like did it help like a lot, like where you're like, oh wow, you're just like forced to play so many shows so often and not really worry about your next gig because next week we're here, next week we're over here. It's just like
for sure. I think like no matter how talented a band is or how good their songs are, there's really no substitute for getting in small venues and just making it work and really feeling what songs work. And a lot of the songs, especially with this EP that we have coming now, like we had made a lot of music entirely by ourselves on a laptop and sort of done that thing and incorporate a lot of the tracks in our live show. And then over time, the sort of natural rockness of the stuff, which is a little hard to do when you're programming and all that stuff sort of came together. So we played with a live drummer along with some of our tracks and so there's a lot of music that really sort of came into its own, playing just a ton of shows, like sometimes for people that know us really well, and also sometimes just for strangers, and really feeling what works. And so yeah, our sound really sort of came together from just doing a lot of shows. And this record, we really wanted to get what seeing us live really sounds like.
It really reflects, this record really reflects our live show, what our live show has been. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have like, is it all programmed drums or is it live actually on the album?
No, on the EP, we're really stoked. We program things really close to what they've been and what we think it is, and sort of arrange stuff. But then we had Gunnar Olsen, who's just sick drummer. He cut some. This was during quarantine, and so we had played some shows with Gunnar's band Mother Feather, like the Knitting Factory and stuff. And one of our friends, Seth, is the bassist of that band, and he's just a great drummer. And our original drummer, who we love, Matt Bader, he had just moved to Nashville with his family. And it was just, quarantine, everything, just so many things that were like seeing things, everything just sort of changed. And in that moment, we were like, well, Gunnar has this setup and we can do it remotely, and he can, do all the things that we've programmed. And when you hear it, he's great. He was just out doing stuff with Pussifier, and that's awesome. He's a monster. He's a monster. So he literally took everything that we had arranged, and he's like, yeah, I like this thing, I like that thing, and did all the things that we had programmed, and then just took it to a whole other place. Really, really great drummer.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was also a cool thing. Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, what a person to have like in your back pocket. Be like, yeah, we got this guy. He's got a whole also a lot of musicians, I feel like, there's some like tech nerds, just like guitarists with their pedals or like whatever, and like, people with all their instruments. But I feel like a lot of people don't know how to live stream or record remotely or whatever. That not
sure.
Especially like in a city, a lot of people don't have the room. It's so cool for a drummer to just be like, no, I got you. It's like,
no, right. that's yeah. And all musicians out there know it's like, it's really two different arts. Like, you can be a great player, but being professional and being able to like deal with the files and like cut everything just right, it's a whole other thing, and he killed it.
Well, live streams are just difficult on their own. Like, you have someone like Devin Townsend, who you think like, he's been in the game for like 30 years now. He's been doing all this stuff, and he still has delay issues no matter what he does.
Sure.
He did a Twitch stream the other day, and he's just like, I tried fixing the delay and I made it worse, so I don't know what to do. So we're just gonna deal with this.
Right.
We just went with it. And then you have people like Psychostick who've been trying to do it for years, perfect their live streaming. They finally got it done. So it's really an art. Just playing live and then doing a live stream now is something that bands like have to learn all over again.
Sure.
What were some of the difficulties with your guys' live stream or filming the live videos that you guys do from your apartment? Or the Villins HQ. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I would say one of the issues in Villins HQ is we do a lot of laser effects.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always so much fun in our apartment. Yeah.
All right, in our headquarters.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Don't give away the secret base.
In the neighboring headquarters, we didn't want to set off any of their fire alarms or anything. So we did some pretty heavy duct tape and tarp kind of thing, to where it was like, we pretty much had a real like seal going where you could like see the negative pressure, and then we fire up the fog machine.
That's
fogging
fun.
up the place was
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was awesome.
It's awesome to go from like a live stream to opening a window with like a tarp, like a towel, and just try to like whip it out the window. It's like, all right, it's done. I want to go to sleep. Fuck off.
There's a point where the neighbors they just sort of put their heads out, like, these people. It's like
that's some good music.
It's their living room.
Yeah. It's just some person. That's good music. Just get whipped right in the eye. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh crap. That's awesome. Yeah. No, it's. Even just like a little thing, like I play a little bit of drums, and I got like an electronic kit, and just trying to record for like my one friend. We were making like a little fun. I was just sitting there. It's like, dude, this is gonna be easy. But then just like, I guess like a lot of the sound, and just like, I guess I don't record a lot, but going from acoustic to electric kit, just recording, I'm just like, and just seeing the track, and you're like, oh my god, I see myself off time there, myself going off time, more off time. Like, oh my god, My heart.
Like
Yeah,
how
my
you
ego.
just relax and play, right?
My
Oh,
ego,
dude.
yeah.
I was
It's a
just like,
whole
oh
other
no.
head trip.
Oh yeah, and I just couldn't imagine, like, just like getting used to it. I'm like, man, there's people with like literally their jobs and they just bought a bunch of shit off Amazon. It's like, we got this right. And it's just like, oh my god, this is so much harder.
Well, and so that's another thing with this EP. We've always mixed all of our own stuff, which we're not nowhere with production and mixing stuff, but not mixers.
It's hard. Mixing is hard.
And we're really stoked with how some of the things we did, everything ourselves, have turned out. But on this record, we're really stoked we got Josh Fellow to mix. So that was one of those things where it's like you sort of hit it's not that you hit limits, but there are times where if you can get somebody who's like, that's what they do. A mixer who that's what I do. I mean, he does other things also, but he really calls himself a mixer. It's like, I want to mix your record instead of doing it all yourself. And there's a limit to ordering stuff on Amazon.
Oh yeah. Especially like in a month in, apparently like everything was super important to people. Like some of the shit I saw on Amazon that was just gone for months. I was like, what? I was just like, why would you guys need this? It was like 4K cameras all gone. I was like,
all gone.
What? I know that's in a box somewhere. Just no one's using it. Just like, dude, you just spent $300. Like, bro. But that's good to know, because also like if you like DIY, I'm assuming you guys don't really have like a mixing board and stuff. So it's like a lot of stuff they used to be able to do, you just can't do. So a good thing that you were able to send it out to just an extra, like just to do like a wizard and just like get your stuff done.
Yeah,
because you guys,
it was time. Yeah.
Your sound sounded really good, so it's kind of amazing. Like I'm curious what it's going to sound if it's mixed professionally, I guess, because it sounded pretty good to me. I know. So it's awesome. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, it's cool that you guys haven't had too many problems, because I know a lot of people streaming, just like Chris said, it's just like super difficult, especially when you just see something go wrong. Like we started this podcast during quarantine, and literally like I kind of didn't know why people hated streaming or calling into an interview, but like the first 3, it was just like, we can't record, or my mic doesn't work, or like the joke we had with the guy's headphones where it just echoes repeatedly. It's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. There's one time where we were about to do the podcast and my laptop and my interface would just wouldn't read, so I had no mic. So I had to do it from my cell phone, and I was at this weird angle this whole time. But yeah, it's just like I think it was like a Windows update. Eventually, I found out the Windows update.
Chris's dream came true. He likes to look down on all of us, so his phone was looking up at us. It was just like, oh, good. The power position that Chris deserves to be in. Okay.
So there's something I saw on your YouTube page. You guys worked with Adult Swim for a video. Yeah. Tell us a little about that.
That was a really cool experience. They had a pop-up shop down in Soho and invited us to be on their show. So it was a really interesting show that they had going on there. They were like creating new, really weird content every day. The show is called Desperate Losers. So we ended up being the villains who were hiding out in their basement. And so like fog started pouring into their studio, and they were like, what's going on in the basement? And they turned it into this whole little scene where they like go down into the basement and they find us, and we're like shooting lasers and just
That's
doing
awesome.
our weird show. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting, really cool little show that we did.
How did they find out about you? Like word of mouth, or they just found you online, or?
That was word of mouth. That was a friend who had seen us play at the McKittrick, who knew the guys who shot that show, and he was like, oh, you should get Villins, they're perfect for your show. Which we were like, oh, we're so stoked. And then we saw the show, we were like, huh. Because it's really, Desperate Losers is pretty out. Like they mostly just mess with people walking by on the street, and then every now and then they'll do scratch off tickets, and so we watched the show. We're like, it was really funny when we met with them. They were kind of like, all right, we got to figure out like how you guys can do your thing, and it was really a lot of it was them like being like, yo, maybe you guys are the monsters in the basement. We're like, okay, that sounds.
We could do that.
So we're like, I don't think us going out on the street and messing with people is the thing.
Right.
So it was really cool though.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, dude. Especially Adult Swim, they're just like super behind just random acts too. Like sometimes
Is
it's like
Eric
a big
Andre
band,
on?
sometimes a small band. It's just like, oh yeah, what did you say, Eric Andre?
Yeah, isn't he on Adult
Oh
Swim?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a huge Eric Andre guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
that show's unreal. But yeah, like, how fun was it to film the video? Because you guys just, well, I think you guys just broke shit, just shoot lasers in people's faces and got in people's grills. It was awesome. I was just like, it seems like a lot of fun.
it was a lot. The only thing that's a little harsh was that there was a really legit Canal Street industrial basement. So it was
Yeah,
it
you're right.
was, we were a little concerned about what we were breathing. So it was the dust. It was pretty.
Because we had the
It's pretty
fog like
industrial.
pumping the whole
Yeah.
time. And yeah, and that basement was weird.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, when we got out of there, we were like, you could like feel the fog on your tongue.
Tasted a little
It was
like,
metallic.
yeah.
Everybody's
Like,
kind of like,
Can't be healthy. Like that might have chopped up a few
Yeah,
years.
Well,
and we were also geeking out on all the adults and stuff. Like, you know, they gave us a bunch of we have the scariest pillowcases in the world with these Tim and Eric bedtime stories, like a bunch of that kind of stuff. Like
That's awesome.
which we love. So yeah,
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I didn't even think about the little gift bag. It's like, here you go, for you.
yeah,
gift
it's
bag.
really cool.
Squid Billy's mug or something. She's like, what?
All that stuff. Yeah.
you talking about lasers, you had a lot going on in there, and I like how you guys like Star Wars themed it at the end. The little Star Wars note, I would say, or medley, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of reference in there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there we go.
Oh man, that's awesome. Where'd you guys get all the fog, dude? I feel like every sentence to start, we pumped a lot of fog in. It's like, how much is the fog budget of Villins?
That's so funny because we have the tiniest fog machine. It's like a mini fogger that we like got on Craigslist,
Yeah.
right? For like really cheap. And surprisingly,
good.
it works really well. But like, we wanted something small that we could easily, like, real quick set up, you know, when we're playing live, because we were, you know, jumping on as an opening act or something. And you know, like whenever you play out live, it's like everything's like so. So yeah, we just had this mini fogger, and that it worked pretty well. You know, sometimes it's a little dicey if it wants to pump out as much fog, but it works. So
that's sort of a big part of like our whole live thing too, is a lot of how we approached building our shows. We really wanted to bring like sort of like arena production technique, like in terms of how we make the show, the cues, how everything fits together. But we wanted to literally be able to walk in and carry our whole show on our back. Like that was really sort of the strategy, is like, if we walk into a little pub, which is where we were starting, little pub gigs, tavern gigs, and literally come in and people be looking at us like these jokers, you know, dressed all like crazy, and literally just have like some tracks, you know, a drummer and like one fog machine and a couple little things. And anybody who's seen our show knows it's really tightly choreographed and sounds really big, and just the little things. It's just where you use it, how you use it, and supporting it with music. So yeah, the little fog machine cues. So you'll see every now and then on stage, I'll be like trying to like, you know, work it because it's, you know, I'm triggering it with my foot. So just singing
it's
it,
literally
like,
a button, like a tiny little button, and he's got like.
And I'm doing like the Steve Harris on the monitor, like trying to be cool about it, but I'm like actually just starting the fog.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's super interesting you say that, because I feel like a lot of like, well, you two are very experienced, so it's no surprise, but I feel like a lot of bands, especially when they start, or like people like think about live show ideas, it's like, oh, that'd be cool, but it'd be hard to do, because like when you're opener, especially, it's like, oh, that was a great job, get off stage, please, we have a show. It's just like, okay, thank you. It was just like, where did you guys learn? Is this over time you learned these ideas, or did you guys work a lot before you started playing live as Villins to figure that stuff out?
Yeah, I mean, I had a band previously that I pretty much created, that I did create, and I played all of the tiny clubs, all of like just not fun gigs, you know. I mean, like I went through all of it, and so you know, you learn really quickly, you know, how much time you have to set up, how people are like looking at you, you know. It's like, the second you get to the venue, it feels like a show, like you have to make sure everything is just perfectly in line. So when we started this project, I had all of that experience behind me. And I mean, he's played a billion gigs in the city and everywhere. So between the two of us, we were able to figure a lot of that stuff out.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because like when I hear about like local bands or anybody, like even like bigger bands, just like well, being like a metal podcast, we see a lot of death metal bands. They have to have the double bass kit with the crazy drums, and dude, just bringing a snare, a bass drum, and a freaking hi-hat to my friend's house. I was like, I did 3 trips. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I literally brought nothing. Like, how is this so much? And it's just like,
you gotta pick your
crazy.
Battles.
Yes.
And there was some
I love a wall of stacks as much as the next guy. That's not the hill I'm dying on.
Oh well, yeah, that was like the fake stacks. That's where they came from. Everyone's just like, dude, look at the wall of Marshalls, and it's just a box. Just like you go right to Katala. What? It's just like, it looks cool though. Shut up! Don't tell anybody.
I love Slayers with the burning cross in it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just like, wall. That's not good for their amps. It's not real amps, dude. It's like, oh, okay.
Amps are under the stage.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's good to hear, though. Holy crap.
Well, we have a nice little segment we like to call the Random Silly Question segment. Random Silly Question segment, we ask you 3 random questions. First one for you guys. This one's kind of like a little 2-parter, and you guys can work together on this unless you guys have clashing ideas. But question number 1, if you had to make a celebrity zombie apocalypse team, who would you pick, and where would you guys hide out?
That's a good question.
We've gotten so many answers from radio personalities. We've gotten actors. We've gotten.
I think someone said pick Danny DeVito once. That was weird. I don't know why you went Danny DeVito.
So is it us versus the zombies?
Without a doubt, yeah.
Us versus
so whatever team you're gathering, you guys are gonna fight off the zombies.
Well, that's a weird strategy. You have a plan for like the weaker people of your team to get taken out, and you want weaker zombies. I don't know why you'd play that far, like that 4D chess level of zombie stuff.
That's a little sick, yeah.
it's like, let's be honest, Tom is not going to make it.
We don't want anybody in our team getting bit by zombies.
Yeah,
no,
I might get like Bruce Lee.
Oh, that's a very smart idea.
Although zombies, you can't really like. Physically, you're not really supposed to be like hands-on with zombies.
That's true, but like just in case though.
Yeah.
If you had Bruce Lee.
I would take Bruce Lee.
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
We've gotten The Rock as one. We've gotten Joe Pesci, which is kind of like Danny DeVito. I don't know why you would want him on your team. I'm pretty sure he's like 80 now.
Yeah, Joe Pesci. You fucker, you stop biting me.
I don't know if you can talk your way out of zombies.
Yeah, I don't.
We got Shane and Rick from Walking Dead. I'm not sure if you guys are fans of Walking Dead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are smart ones.
For Bruce Lee, we got the hand-to-hand combat expert.
Yeah, we got hand-to-hand combat. Who do you have?
It's a very good question. Who's good with dealing with zombies or supernatural beings?
That's well, so these can be characters, right? Why don't we just get Luke and Ben Kenobi and just
call it a day. All right, yeah.
Every time a zombie comes by, force push them away.
Yeah,
just
that's it.
Yeah.
That would be the troll broken answer. I didn't even think about. We got Jedi. Zombies. Like what? I didn't even fucking think of that.
Ultimate, you just need one Jedi. That's it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty gangster.
And where would you guys hide out?
Waikiki.
I was gonna say the beach. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the zombies can't swim.
That'd be perfect. We'll just go surfing.
Queens in Waikiki.
Yeah, we'll go to Waikiki.
There you go. That's awesome.
I think we got Iceland on the last one, right?
No.
No, we need some waves.
Yeah.
It's just like also you kind of put yourself in the mindset of a zombie apocalypse when it's just really cold and dreary out all the time almost. It's like, just like that's not great. Someone said Costco, which good idea for supplies, but I feel like you're facing zombies, but I feel like that's where a lot of the PvP, the human to human aspect is going to go.
Right.
You're going to see a lot of fist fights for aspirin. Could be
I feel
crazy.
like it's already a zombie apocalypse at Costco. So.
Fair enough.
Right?
So if you're used to it, you're prepared.
I think you take it to the water.
Yeah, because
I don't know about
we could
swimming
paddle out on
zombies.
our boards, and then the
I've never
zombies
seen
they won't know how to
swim.
handle it. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
The waves would tear them apart, right?
Yeah,
I like to
They
think
just,
so.
like, dissolve.
Or they
Yeah.
had that very cinematic walk out of the waves where they just walked across the bottom. I was just like, remember I saw a zombie thing. It's like,
Ooh.
yeah, an island, perfect. And then they just walked down the beach. I was like, oh, yeah,
Oh,
they're dead. They could just walk across under the sea, I guess.
Wouldn't they float?
It's
I don't
true.
know.
Well, no, they're hollow, right? They're kind of like all decrepit and all the. Well, I guess they have a bunch of gases. I don't know.
I think they come. I think they'd come apart. I think
hope
they'd
so.
have a hard time. You know.
On The Walking Dead, there was that one that was stuck in the well or something, and it was still going around. It was bloated and everything. It was disgusting.
Oh, dude, that'd be
that probably
worse.
slows them down though. Probably slows them down.
Imagine they just like they go into the water super scary and they come out all bloated and weird. It's like, oh, you guys got weirder. Come on. But they're slower. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Bruce,
Yeah.
get in there. Head kick them.
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's
question
awesome.
number 2. What's your most prized possession?
Mine is we've had a similar question like this before, where I remember when I talked about your guitar, because I knew what you were gonna say. Mine would probably be my guitar
Okay.
that Kareem had made for me.
That's awesome.
It's got like sparkles on it, and we call it Sparkly Junior because he has a Les Paul that's covered in sparkles. So mine has like my signature in sparkles on it, and it's so cool. Like I'm not really a guitar player, but I'm learning. And I love playing. It's an SG. I just love playing it so much. But
You got
yeah.
the best teacher right there.
Yes.
That's awesome. What a pretty guitar, too. Jeez.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's just
Although we were, as we were
That is
talking
sick.
about, our guitars are definitely up there, but we do surf, and we both have.
Oh, it's got his name on it,
boards.
too. Cool.
Oh yeah, that's really awesome.
So now I would say our surfboards are coming up close behind, but we both have one.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's so stupid. Yeah, my also, I would say right up there is I have a 9.0 hot pink longboard that I got custom made from Kona Surf Company, because we started surfing about 4 years ago and got super into it. And Kona Surf, they're down in like South Jersey. They make custom boards, and they just started making custom boards as like we were getting into surfing. So yeah, I have this beautiful 9.0 longboard.
And both of our boards are made by Mike Owen, who's kind of like he's kind of like our surf hero, surf guru, just amazing East Coast legend who has his line, the Owen longboard. It's like pintail. So she has a 9.0, I have a 9.4, and we surf. When we first started, I had a off the rack Owen longboard, and then Mike Owen himself came up to me one time on the beach. He's like, "Hey, nice board there," and I knew who he was, and I was like, "Oh, not worthy," and you know, total kook, and like really still working it out. Now, over the years, we've gotten to surf with him a lot, and he made us both our boards. So those would let's see Jess's guitar. So this has her old.
Oh, that's
band's
cool as
name
hell.
on it.
That is sick.
See, I like both aspects of it. So like we got like the black with just the sparkles, like is the name of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Two really cool, like kind of different. Oh, SGs are also dope too. Yeah, I love these.
I
guitars.
love playing it so much.
Was
we're
one of those
like
in a
a-
video? Did you have that in a video?
This one,
Okay,
for sure.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
it looked really familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
This one might be in like my old band's video, or I know I played with this live for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. And
Also,
also
we're like a very Gibson band too. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I appreciate you
Not
guys
a bad
showing
thing.
us them.
Yeah.
It's always cool when an artist on here shows us their instrument.
that or someone that isn't good with words and they just describe something. Think like blue, like green, has a little bit of red. It's like, what are you? It's like, you're not painting a picture in my head. You just got a nod. Yeah, that's good.
I remember my
Yeah.
friend got a Gibson SG. It was like the here's the awesome description right now. It was like red, but it looked like wood. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The wood
Oh yeah.
finish.
Sure. Cherry.
I was
like
about to get
fake
angry.
wood.
He's like, "Take money."
Fake wood finish. I remember that.
Those
like-
are awesome. But
I
yeah,
actually have an
getting to
ESP. That's what I have. The
Oh.
ESP, like the
Nice.
one Max Cavalera used to have, and it looks like
Sure.
basically an X. Like you can stab
Sure.
someone with it.
Sure.
Nice.
Kind of like a warlock, but it has more like a curved sides.
It's not as
Sure.
goofy as a
Edges.
warlock. As a kid, warlocks are so cool to me. And then as I grew up, I'm like, why would you want a warlock? I'm like,
Right.
Dude,
oh my
I
god.
always wanted a warlock or the I can't remember the name. It was like another basically
The war
pointy-
beast,
Yeah,
The
maybe
mocking, no, not the mocking.
something like that.
something like that. And I was like, remember I was at Guitar Center. I was like, cool, I could play it. And I sat down with him, like, this is like
It's
stabbing my
like, can't
leg.
even.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not comfortable. And then standing, and I don't like standing and playing. I mean, I don't play live shows, but like sitting down and playing with that thing was awful.
This is the worst
I
experience.
got-
Oh yeah.
I got one of those like shaped guitars when I was a kid. It was like a Washburn thing, and it was like came to like this crazy point, and I was like so stoked about it, and I took it home, and like is the same thing. And my mom looked at it, and she's like, "What is that?" And literally, she's like, "What is that?" And I took it back and traded it for some strap.
Yeah.
That,
But now
dude,
at least
that-
like you put it in between your legs with the one I have, the ASP. Like at least you could put it in between, like kind of like a
Right.
flying V. It's
Right.
a little more
Right.
comfortable when you do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes the edge is still kind of cut out if you hold it like that.
Yeah.
Dude, how many
Yeah.
bad
I've got a
purchases?
V. And,
Mhm.
yeah. We use a V a lot, and I never play it sitting down because it just feels it just slides out. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I will say one of the coolest things I think I saw in one of your guys' live videos where you played your arm through the V and you kind of used it to hold the V up. I was like, that's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. I was like, I didn't even fathom that. I was like what? I was like, that is it's right there. Why did I even think of that? I was
It's actually like super comfortable and yeah, the V I feel like is a more fun guitar to play if you really sort of throw it around and like use its V-ness, you know.
Yeah.
Like, go with that.
to cut through the air with riffs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do. Also, just thinking in my head, I was like, man, if the strap broke, you can hold it without even like.
and that has happened.
Dude, is that where you learned that trick from? I could see that happen. Like
that has definitely happened. Well, so like along the lines of those things that you do to like streamline your show. When we do our show, I'll switch between a V and a Les Paul. And, you know, it's like they both have different strap locks on them. And I've got one wireless transmitter thing. So constantly I'll play the V and we try to make our changes off one and drop D or whatever. And so then we'll write in a little interlude. So you got like exactly 20 seconds to switch guitars, try to act really cool while you do it. Jess is changing her outfit. And you've got exactly 20 seconds, and you're like, that's plenty of time. And then the strap gets stuck, and then by the time you get the other one on, it's the same strap, so you have to switch it from guitars. And about 20 times, I've like put on the Les Paul after, and like the first chord just drops.
oh.
You're like literally playing, holding it just with your left hand, and it's always stuff like that. So
Always something, right?
Just like, man, he likes to really kneel when he's playing, dude. That's an
Yeah.
interesting style. Just, yeah. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the questions we used to ask, and because we tried to change up our random silly questions. One of them was worst stage moments. So I guess that was one of yours.
One of our worst stage moments.
I think our worst stage moment.
Oh, I know what
we
it
won't
is.
name don't name the venue, but
Okay,
the worst
yeah.
stage moment is the first time we tried to do lasers.
It was terrible. Yeah. So like what happens, well, with our lasers, we need to use fog, otherwise they don't show up. So we told the engineer that we were going to use fog, and he was like, what did he say? It was something
He's like,
stupid.
okay, great. Okay, so just be careful with this, and moved it on the stage. Like he held the fog machine in his hand. He's like, okay, well, just be careful with this. And we said we're going to use it. So and he's like, yeah. And we had a really clear conversation. We are going to engage this fog machine. Fog is going to come out of this during our show. At which point we will do lasers and continue to sing songs. Like that's going to happen. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
We're like, okay.
So we get to the point in the show. This is the first time we ever use our lasers. Like we're playing. It was like an Irish pub. It was a really weird gig to begin with, right? So, so we start with the fog, and he didn't realize it at first. And then when he did, he freaked out. He came to the stage. He unplugged the fog machine. He like threw it off the stage. Then he runs to the back of the club and he opens the windows and starts like fanning all the smoke out.
And he ran the fog machine all the way down to like the street.
Yeah.
And so apparently this is we're not gonna say where it is, but it's a pretty large establishment. Their music operations not so large, but it's a large establishment. And they had gotten, straight up like some crazy $50,000 fine before for having the fire department come. So, if you're in Manhattan and the fire department comes and you broke the codes, you get a bill. Like, so he was not overreacting at all. Like he was right. Like they will absolutely get this fine. But he said it's fine. And we're like, are you sure? And we were looking at these smoke alarms, and there's some venues that have just sort of heat triggered sprinklers, and there are others that if smoke interrupts a little laser in there, then the smoke alarm. Yeah, it's just how it works. And yeah, he just I don't know, he just blanked.
Worst communication skills in the history of the business. Fog. Okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fog.
And we felt terrible, and we played through our set because that's just what you do.
Kept going. But he was like wilding out, and we just kept going. Yeah.
Dude, that must have been weird. Like also like as just people playing music, was it just weird to be like doing your like dancing, like just singing like
just keep going,
just falling with your eyes? What the fuck? I guess no lasers or fog. That's cool. Oh man,
that sucked.
All right, we got one more for you guys. Best appliance in your house. It's random and it's silly.
How do I read that out loud? Just maybe laugh.
Is it maybe
appliance?
Is that our neon? That's
not an appliance. I guess a light. Yeah, our neon's really cool. Yeah, but okay, but appliance though, I would say.
It's kind of an apartment like headquarters.
Yeah. Apartment like
on appliances.
No, I would say our Ninja.
Oh, the blender?
Okay.
I'm like, I'm a little bit of a health nut, so I make smoothies every morning. But yeah, so I would say our Ninja because I use that thing like constantly.
Nice. Is it the like the big like glass Ninja, or is it the upside down where you push down?
It's like it's like an updated one. It's like how do I describe it? It has like a lid.
It's like a
blender. General blender.
So it's just general blender look. Yeah.
But it's a legit Ninja.
These are awesome.
Pretty good.
I came up with this question the other day when I was just talking to my friends about making coffee, and the guy's like, I don't care how I can make it, whatever process is, I just need an appliance that makes coffee. So that's the most important thing to me. And I was like, what's the most important thing to me in my house? And I was like, probably my ways of making coffee, because now I have the old school like percolator kind of thing. I have a mocha pot. I just got a French press for Christmas. I have the the cold brew.
Okay.
Wow.
One where you put it in the fridge and let it mash a little bit. I got Mr. Coffee. I have all these different ways to make coffee.
Bro.
So the cold brew, you can do like a really serious iced coffee?
Yeah.
Or is that just more how it gets the coffee going?
So the one I have is just like you put it in like a little mesh, like the little K-cup ones that you can do.
Right.
What's a longer one like this, and you fit it in I think it's like 32 ounces, whatever. So you put it in there and you mix it with water and you just let it like marinate over like 10 hours, right? And then when you pull it out the next day, it's really like it's less acidic. It's like smooth. It's more smooth and less acidic. Some people don't like it because it's like not as bold and strong, but if you let it in there for like a whole day, it'll taste.
It gets stronger, right?
Yeah. So I do that when I want iced coffee, and then there's a new Mr. Coffee machine that actually makes iced coffee. Like it brews it cold. It's like a $25 machine you could get like a Target or something.
Oh wow!
I was like,
you
that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, because I'm more of an iced coffee guy, but I'll drink any coffee. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm literally your best friend, bro, and your best man. how did I not know you're this into coffee? What the fuck? He's like, got like 7 machines.
Oh, and then
ask.
I also have
true.
the espresso. I have the espresso machine too. The one where it froths your milk, has a little frother on the side. I was doing that.
That's
Damn.
the one right there.
Wow.
That's the
Yeah.
one right there.
That's
Well,
gangster.
my cousin got it for his wedding gift, and he said they used it twice, and then they never used it again. It was in the closet. So when they moved or whatever, he's like, "Oh, do you want this thing?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah,
give
yeah.
it to me."
Just gonna open up like your own little Starbucks. It's like we literally have every way of making coffee.
what
Just
my
come
mom-
to my house, drive into my driveway, and I'll make you coffee.
My mom was joking the other day. She's like, "You're like a little barista over there. Like I'm grinding the coffee beans. I'm like frothing the milk." And
That's
all set."
excellent. That's excellent.
Chris's coffee.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Let the beans breathe, Mom. Get away.
Jesse, what do you got for you? What's yours?
I don't know actually. I don't think I actually have a lot of I guess actually I have a Ninja blender too. I'll go with my Ninja blender. How about that?
Yeah.
I actually don't think I have a lot of appliances.
Kale
so
shakes all day for you.
Dude, I used to make really gross kale shakes. They were super healthy, but boy, there was no smile in the house. When those were being drank, dude. Holy shit! Like I remember I was like a friend was coming. He was like, "Dude, you want to hang out?" I was like, "Yeah, give me 1 second." Just the whole time, just a big. I'm like, oh god, because I was just like, yeah, I was like, because I do everything like stupidly insane, like off the bat. Instead of like, oh, I'm a picky eater, I should like work in. It's like, no, we're being healthy. We're going all in. We're just doing like 100% vegetables with maybe like 2 berries. It's gonna be all vegetables. It's like just drinking a swamp of nutrition, basically.
Yeah, Jess started trying to sneak in the spinach and this and that.
I do, I do spinach in my smoothies. Yeah, I don't do a lot though because it kind of grosses me out a little bit.
Oh yeah,
like, you know, I sneak it in a little bit,
Just keep the
and then
wheatgrass over there.
yeah.
Oh, the wheatgrass took me by surprise. I remember like we were going to go see a movie and there was like a Jamba Juice. I was like, dude, a wheatgrass shot. Let's just take it as a group. Let's be healthy. And I just remember just going to that movie. I was like, I was just like, I get bummed out. I was like, I felt like I drank lawn. I was just like,
I've done a wheatgrass shot before too, and that is not fun. Like, I don't get how people do that every day. It's so nasty.
Yeah.
The thing I don't get every day is the apple cider vinegar. I know that's very healthy. You're supposed to take a little bit of that every day. There's a guy I work with who like lives by it. He takes like the little shot ones that you can buy, like those 5-hour energy. It looks like that, but it's apple cider vinegar. He takes 3 of those a day, and then he drinks water after. And I'm like, oh, let me try one. And I did it, and I had heartburn like the whole day. It was awful. I was like, how does he do this all day? And he's like, oh, you can mix it with water if you're new. So I'm like, okay.
If you're new.
Yeah, so I mixed it with a whole glass of water, and I still got that heartburn feel. I'm like, how does he do this every day? I can't. Like, no more.
Well, I feel like apple cider vinegar like tricks you because of apple in front. You're like, it's not going to be vinegar straight, right?
Vinegar's
like
a big word though. Vinegar. It's like in a lot of like cleaning stuff is like pretty much vinegar.
Well, yeah, that's what you're doing. You're cleaning your body. You're cleaning. Finally, all the stains of that McDonald's or something else, lasagna, it's gonna be gone now. That's why I feel like kombucha. Like kombucha, I like when it's carbonated, but there's like one kombucha I bought. Like for some reason, when it just comes random. Sometimes it's super carbonated, sometimes it's flat, and when it's flat, boy, I'd be surprised if it was just vinegar in a glass with some like cream in it. I was just like, dude, this tastes just like vinegar. But I bought it for $4. I'm chugging this. So like, has to go down. It's like, oh my god.
I've never had flat kombucha
you could
before.
probably polish wood with that, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great slogan. You can polish wood.
I'm surprised people haven't sold health products like that. It's just like, yeah, you could polish wood. What about your small intestines?
Or drink it.
That's what I'm talking about. Use my vinegar twice a day for a small fee of $150 a week. It seems a lot for vinegar.
So that was the random silly question segment. I hope you guys had fun with that. So what's the best way for fans or people to support Villins?
Going to our website, villins.com. Which is VILLINS.com. And we also have a Patreon too for like our super hardcore super league super villains, where we like release all of our music first there. We post, a lot of behind the scenes stuff there. So That's definitely a really cool place people can find us. And also Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we're at Villins Official.
That's awesome.
Nice,
Yeah, that sounds
nice.
cool. Yeah, I checked out the Patreon, dude. It's like got set up like crazy. I was just like, oh, 4 tiers, 11 tiers. All right, 15. I forgot exactly. I was
Yeah,
just
we
like,
worked really
like,
hard
damn.
on
I was
it.
like, that's good. That's dope.
Yeah.
Some people just got one. It's like $1 with a shrug emoji. Yeah, you know,
Right.
help us out if you want. I don't know.
Right.
I noticed a lot of bands have been going on Patreon or even Cameo now, just because they can't tour. They're like, all right, we're gonna do this now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a hard thing to like set up. You know, it takes like we put a lot of thought into ours. So yeah,
But
but
there's been like some fun things that we wouldn't have done if we didn't have that.
yeah, we
some,
did like a
chats
cool
and,
like we did like a cool chat room thing with a few of like our hardcore
Yeah, it's just
fans,
fun.
and yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's,
Yeah,
that's such an easy way to get like to know people too. Like, cause you know, only comments only help so much. Like, oh, like Villins lover 9999. You have like these really positive comments. It's like, oh, she or he likes freaking fish and like likes to go surfing too. Oh my god! Like, you just like you find out things
Yeah.
too. It's like, oh, cool. Or get questions that way better than when's your next EP, or just like,
Sure.
how'd you learn how to play guitar? No, but like, where's the secret? Like, oh, you practice, but the secret. I'm talking about like, how do I tour with Lady Gaga?
Right.
Do you do guitar lessons too?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been like I mean, I guess a lot of people are doing that through quarantine, but yeah, I've got a good amount of students. So yeah, if anybody's looking for lessons,
How would they just hit you up on social media, or is there a website to go to?
Yeah, or even if they message through Villins Official, that'd be fine.
Yep. And I also do voice lessons too.
Nice.
This is one thing that's been taking up our
Yeah.
quarantine, but it's been good because I was doing that before the lockdown. So that's definitely helped us, you know, get through. And
Well, that's
Awesome.
super
So-
awesome.
Yeah, you make it really convenient too. You're like, oh, just hit me up anywhere and we'll set it up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's great to have like all, because like, you know, we obviously big music lovers, and we love when bands are able to like, because you know, music doesn't always make the most amount of money, so we're happy when bands, especially like talented bands like, you know, you two, it's just like, you know, you have a lot of like avenues for like money to like survive.
Sure.
'Cause
It's so
like,
important.
yeah, because it's like, it sucks. I don't know. There's so many good bands like where it's like, oh, dude, they're gone now. It's like people are like, oh, I didn't want to buy the album. Why are they gone? It's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's like they're people. You know, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. Though. That sounds, you know, you guys got any like other plans for maybe either more live shows from the HQ, and you know, like any more plans for like the EP? I know you said March. Is that like kind of a tentative, or is that like a good, more concrete release
That's
date?
like that's more of like a tentative date because I'm working on the artwork right now. So
yeah,
for the physical copy, so it's just, you know, it's taking a little bit of time with like the laser effects and whatnot. But yeah, and
I think, and we will probably start doing
yeah, live
I'll-
streams.
and
Mhm.
and some other cool things right around that time when we start
Awesome.
releasing. But we've been sort of like playing a little bit low for a second and just
Yeah.
being creative and working on that, and then when the record's out, we'll start doing some more live stuff.
Mhm.
well, that
That's
sounds
sick.
awesome. I can't wait to
Yeah.
get more villains in my life. So
Yes.
Yeah.
it's
Before we
awesome.
let you go, is there anything else that you want to mention or talk about for the fans out there? Or did we hit everything? Checked off
I mean, you
everybody?
guys hit a lot of stuff.
There we go.
But we
Talked about
always,
the
we
ninja? I don't
always
know.
like, I know we did talk about the ninja. We always like to say though that you have the power.
Ah,
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Thank
Wow,
you.
we got to come up with different words. I do genuinely mean that's awesome, but it sounds.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Awesome. Awesome.
We say
Awesome.
awesome and killer a lot. I noticed that. Like when I write some album reviews for Metal Insider, I'm like, that riff was killer. And I'm like, I can't say that every review. Can't do that anymore.
What's your rating system? Killer to killer? I know it seems confusing, but there's a wide variety of killer.
You know the
between the
difference. You know the difference.
It's in writing format. You hear my tone. It's writing. Just read it. That's awesome.
Capital killer.
Holy shit.
This was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, taking the time out of your day, to speak with us about music and everything else, kale shakes and whatever it may be.
Awesome.
Bring back flashbacks. I don't even want to think about those anymore.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Especially because I have a beard. Oh, the green in my beard. I'm like, oh no. It's like I gotta wash now. I gotta go take
Shave
a shower
afterwards.
Yeah. No, not with this face. You got to keep the man makeup on. Just as deep as you can. Now, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Thank you again for having us. Yeah.
Thanks,
No
guys.
problem.
Yeah,
Come
bye.
back anytime.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. Your host, Chris. We got my boy, Jesse. What's up, dude?
Yo, how's it going?
And we had Villins on. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Jesyka and Jesus. That's his nickname by Lady Gaga. His real name is Kareem. But awesome dudes. Thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate.
Awesome people. The dude and lady.
Dude and dudettes.
Awesome
dude,
dudes.
duo.
Two very dude people.
Dude. I'm a dude. You're a dude. We're all dudes.
I will say that's always something I feel bad about because I do just use dude as like a obscure, like not obscure, but like a very kind of not fluid. It would be say just kind of used for everything. And I always feel bad when it's just like there's just like every number of dude or lady involved. I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry.
Well, can't dude be both though? Because I've seen it used as both.
No, because people are because we're just lazy. That's why.
Same thing with like bro now. I feel like people like go to girls like, yo, bro, what's up?
Well, yeah. Well, there's ways you could just make it work. Like, dude, I feel like I do that for most words because I'm a caveman and I don't understand the English language at all. So I just kind of force words into what I need them to be.
No, you just use pal.
I'm like, fork, bro.
No,
fork.
you just use pal. That's it.
Oh, pal's great.
What's up, pal?
What's up, pal? No, I don't put that aggressiveness. Pal is very
you're aggressive
soft.
when you say it.
How's it going, pal?
No.
My favorite.
Now you're saying it higher pitch. You don't do that.
Hey, literally do.
No.
Pal? What's going, pal? What are you talking about? Was it that meme where it's like girls talk in a higher pitched voice when they like you, and then they have like it's like when girls talk to me, it's like the singer of Slaughter to Prevail or like Corpse Grinder. It's so dumb. It's jokes been like used like 1,000 times in metal, but like it's so funny.
Well, if you guys like what you hear, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Leave us reviews, give us some ratings, wherever it may be. Comment, tell us what you like, tell us how much you hate Jesse.
Yeah, I need to hear that, honestly. Tell me how my beard is very boxy and or slanted sometimes.
Just tell us how we're doing. That's all we want. And if you want people on the show, hit us up. Be like, hey, I want this person that's reasonable on the show, not like Metallica.
I don't want Chris to silence his phone while he's on the show. No, it's everything. And we know it might sound needy, but we just want to know. We want to hear from anybody that's listening. We don't care if it's one person. We don't care if it's 1,000 people. It'd be cool if it's 1,000 people, but whoever's listening, just let us know, even if it's a good job or hey, stop sucking, because that's also how you get better. Even though I wouldn't appreciate that language, the verbiage would be preferably a little bit softer because I'm a soft man and I need to have my hand held. But yeah, reviews, comments, even just like, just let us know. What was your favorite part? Do you like the silly questions? Is there a silly questions? Is there a silly question specifically you fucking hate? Stop asking a silly question. Let us know. Because,
or if there's one that you want us to ask a band, like, yo, you should really ask a band how they like their nuts.
Yeah, and we'll steal your idea. What?
Like walnuts, chestnuts.
Oh, I was like, they're nuts.
Chock full of nuts, like the coffee. How do they like the nuts?
Unbelievable. How do you like?
I love when you get a can chock full of nuts and it says contains no nuts. It's just it makes sense, but it's funny too.
You better put some kind of cricket sound there. What chock full of nuts is no nuts. I think it's funny.
Chock full of nuts contains no nuts. I remember that.
So stupid.
I know, it's amazing. Anyway,
so we appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yeah, we're gonna end this now before it gets any weirder. But,
and also just say thank you again to Villins, because we're more of a metal podcast, and I do appreciate like branching out more, and like a rock pop kind of like art, like artsy kind of like interesting band like them to come to a podcast like us. We appreciate it. And also they're two cool people. So again, appreciate the time. Appreciate all you stopping by. And Chris, see us out. I don't feel like finishing it.
Okay, should we play the "Don't You Forget About"? I feel like it's always like a closing song, but we'll get copyrighted on YouTube if we do that. So
Wanted to maybe
I'm
do a
just gonna
cover,
say-
a really bad cover.
the one I just did, a spoken word version.
So yeah, can you just do that on repeat and just have like a clip of like all of our ugly faces, like every time we're about as ugly as possible, like just like just slow mo.
I won't lie, I do miss the thumbnails of us just like laughing hysterically. Your position.
I feel like it's always like the thanks from South Park. Thanks, thanks. I know, thanks. All right, enough of the.
All right, guys. Until next time, keep it real.